Hey, this is Marlon here from marlonmcpherson.com. If you've just installed your WordPress website on your hosting, you need to know how to go in and edit the site. You need to know where the various options are. I'm going to give you an overview of the WordPress dashboard, show you how to log into it and give you all the various options that you'll likely need so you can jump in and start making changes and setting up the site the way you'd like it to be set up. Okay, so once you've set up your installation of WordPress on your web host, you get a default installation which shows you a web page that looks something like this on my screen now. This is basically their theme that they've installed by default, and as you can see, it just has the bare minimum. It's just a framework for you to go in and add your images, add your details and content to make the site come to life. So in order to log into the site, what you need to do is put your site's URL in, so the website address. In my case, I'm using a local installation here on my computer to demonstrate this, so it looks a bit different to what you'd see. But let's say your site is abc.com. You put in abc.com/wp-admin. And this takes you to the screen that we're now on, which is the login screen for WordPress. And what you'll do at this point is put in the username or the email address and the password that you used to set up the installation of WordPress. So in my case, I used wp-toots, and I've got my password in my clipboard. I've copied it, so I'll just paste it in here, and I'm going to go ahead and log in. And voila, we're now inside the WordPress dashboard. And this is the command center, if you will, of the website. This is where you do everything from setting up your pages and posts to making adjustments to your settings and all of those things. So first of all, let's focus on the left-hand pane here. This is where the menu is, and we've got the dashboard. We're on the home page right now. And on the home page of the dashboard, you have several widgets that you can use to quickly do various things. You have some quick links here, and you have some other information that you might want to see as an overview. And you can make adjustments to what you see by clicking the screen options here as well. And that gives you some options. Below that, you have the updates. This is for WordPress itself. It is updated over time. From time to time, you'll look in here, you'll see it checking for updates, or you can manually check for updates. Right now I'm on the latest version as I've just installed it, so there's nothing that needs to be done. Other updates will show up here as well, not just WordPress. So if you have plugins that need updating, or the theme itself needs updating, which I'll show you what those are in a sec, this is where they would show up, or one of the places that you would actually see them show up. So below the dashboard, home, and updates, you have your posts. Now, posts are for blogs. If you put out content as a blog post, this is where you would add your blog posts. As you can see, there's a sample post already there. This is the one that they typically put in with WordPress, Hello World, and this is what's showing up here on the front end of the site. And if you were to click in that, you'd see that it's just a test post, and it's got a test comment on there. There's nothing really there. You can actually go ahead and delete this if you want to by just hovering over it and clicking trash, or you could use bulk actions if you've got multiple. Just select whichever ones and use the bulk action there to say move to trash, and it will get rid of that. But that's where you would add your posts. Below the posts section, you have categories and tags that you can add to help organize and filter the posts. So if someone's on the blog, they can actually click on whichever tag or whichever category you've put the post under. Media is where you would actually find your items that you upload to the site, like images and other documents. So these would show up here. There's obviously nothing there because this is a fresh install, but you would literally go to add new, and you can drag the file from your desktop, or you can select files by clicking there and browse to wherever the file is. Now, pages is very important. This is obviously where you'd create your site pages. So right now they have a sample page, a couple of sample pages there, a privacy policy, and a single sample page. And again, if you look over onto the main site, you have that sample page up in the menu here. And that's just showing you what your page could look like. But WordPress releases multiple themes each year that they come out with their new versions of WordPress. So you can change the theme based on how you want your site to look, which is what we're going to look at next. So under appearance, you'll find your themes. These are all the ones that are on here right now. So we've got 4 by default, and you can see that it says 2020. So each year they come out with a new theme, and you can decide to preview one of these other ones here. And if you like the look of it, if you like the way it organizes your page or the layout of the pages, you can actually select it and activate it here. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just simply showing you where you can find those. As you can see, the themes will have images in the thumbnails. The images that they show you here have what looks like a full fleshed out website with images in it. However, you might not get these images loaded with the theme. You'll need to add your own content and add your own theme. Add your own content and add your own images, I should say. So these are just the default ones, but you could go to add new theme and it will bring you to a marketplace, if you will. This is a repository actually where other themes are uploaded, which are done by third-party companies or businesses. And these are the ones you can actually use for free. Outside of the WordPress repository, you do have themes that you can actually purchase, which are a bit more professional, and they give you additional functionality and features that WordPress doesn't necessarily give you in the standalone theme. There are some of these themes that you can start off using for free as well, and then you can upgrade to a paid version if you need additional features. So as you can see here, obviously these have images showing in the thumbnails, but if you were to click the preview, they won't necessarily show you these exact images. In the case of this one, it actually has a default image, the stock image that it comes with, but you'd have to obviously replace these with your own content and images. Below the themes, you have some other options here if you wanted to go in and make any further customizations to the layout of the site, the menus, the background, and this theme editor here is a more advanced thing. So you can go in and make adjustments there. If you want to, you can explore by clicking on each thing just to see what they do. Let's have a look at plugins. So plugins are essentially an extra piece of software that adds additional functionality to the website. So WordPress comes with some core features and functions. And if you want to have anything beyond what WordPress gives you, there are lots of various plugins that you can add to the site. In fact, there are thousands of plugins that you can get for free, as well as paid options as well. So take, for example, if you wanted to add a contact form, let's just go ahead and add new here. I can go ahead and search for a contact form plugin. And it's showing me some of the popular ones here. So we've got Contact Form 7, which is quite popular, WP Forms. And you can literally go in and see how many times they've been downloaded and installed. You can check the reviews, and basically you can install them, set them up, and have contact form functionality where people can type in their message and it automatically gets emailed to you. You can also add things like a shopping cart. One of the most popular ones out there, which is one that I use, is WooCommerce, and you can find that in here for free as well. You have extensions such as adding PayPal and adding all sorts of payment gateways as well to your website. So with plugins, you can turn your site into pretty much anything you want to turn your site into, because there's always a plugin that you can find that gives you that additional functionality that you need. So taking a look at the users section here on the site, this is where you can add additional users. Currently there's one on this site, and that would be me, because I set this site up so I would be here as default with the email, and it's given me, well, administrator privileges, that means I can literally change anything and delete anything off this website. I can add or change. There are some different roles that you can add to a website user. Here are the various roles. So you can have them as a subscriber where they just consume content. You could have them as a contributor where they could write maybe a post. Author is similar as well. Various roles gives you various levels of things that you're allowed to do. And that means everyone can't just come into the site and make adjustments. Only administrators should be able to have full access to the site. And to add a user, it's very simple. Just click the Add New button there and complete the details and select the role that you'd like them to have, and that have them set up in the site so they would log in with their details and they would only have access to the things that they need to be able to do. Pretty much one of the first things that I recommend you do is to go into the settings when you first set up your WordPress site and check your permalinks. So this is where you would actually determine how the pages show up in terms of the address. So right now it says post name and you have a few different options here. You want to make sure it says that. So as you can see, it says the website URL and then it has / and it gives you the example here of saying sample-post. And this is easy for you to read and understand. You know what that page is about. So say that page is your contact page. It should just say contact or contact us. And this is the format it would show up as opposed to having it on, say, plain, which is not readable by a human being. It says instead of the page name, it just gives you some gibberish here, like a question mark, P = 1, 2, 3. This is important not to have that in there because when Google and other search engines are looking across the internet for new pieces of content, any new pages that have been set up on a website, they need to be able to read what that page is about. That way, if someone is actually searching for that page in particular, it can know what the page is and serve it up to that user who's searching for that page. So it's good for what's called SEO, search engine optimization. And that is what I just explained. If Google and other search engines are crawling the internet looking for new pieces of content, it needs to be easy for them to index these pages and know what exactly they're about. Obviously, this is already pre-selected for me. Sometimes WordPress installations would have it on plain or some other option. I don't use any of these other options, and I recommend that you just use the post name, which is in plain English or in whatever language you actually have your site set up in. Within the general settings, you can go in here and adjust a few different things. You can change your email for the administrator role. You can actually adjust your tagline, say what your business is about or what your website is about. And you can change the site title as well, which would actually show up inside the tab. And that's something, again, for you to pay attention to because it helps people understand from a human being standpoint what the site's about, and also for search engine optimization. So as you can see, this section here gives you all the control that you need over your site. What you need to do once you've actually done any adjustments is to make sure you log out from the site by coming across to the right-hand side here and hitting log out. It's important to do that because you don't want to leave your site logged in. It could be a security risk if other people get hold of or get access to your website and take control of it. It might be an issue, so make sure you log out. If you want to learn more about WordPress, web design, and website strategy, go ahead and click this next video on screen right now. I've put together a short playlist for you that is going to help you carry on with your journey.